Which one is your favorite? Like your favorite plant that you dealt with?
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe the cornflower?
Oh, good one.
And now, I don't remember exactly what you told me it does, but I remember...
Okay, let me look up cornflower again, because...
My experience with the soaps was when I first started. The Tuesday soap, I just didn't even really give it any thought.
Yeah.
And then there was a point where I like loved the feel of it, really wanted to take it home with me, but I wasn't wild about the scent. And now I'm crazy about the scent of the Tuesday. I love it. I get everyone who comes in here to smell it. I send home more Tuesday samples than any other one. And it grew on me.
Cornflower, if you don't know what cornflower is, if that's a new word to you, they're like these bright blue, super pretty flowers, and they're like this big. People grow them in their gardens quite commonly, especially in our neck of the woods. But the thumbnail explanation I can give you for cornflower is that it's about mastering receiving.
Mm.
So you're like, okay, well, what does that mean? People can get really good at giving, right? So it's almost Christmas time, and lots of folks, if you are this person, I was also this person, so I completely understand, it's way easier to give the gifts than to receive the gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun to go out and buy for other people, but if someone says to you, what do you want for Christmas? You're like, I don't know. So we can get funny about receiving on different levels. That's just one example.
Mm-hmm.
But if we want to sort of take it up to the 20,000 foot level of what does receiving mean, is receiving is also an aspect of how you're going to interpret your life, right? So how are you going to accept your blessings? How are you going to accept the gifts and like other wonderful things that could potentially be coming to you? So, and typically receiving then is going to also sort of correlate into self-esteem and worthiness and our self-confidence and what are we willing to receive in life. Sometimes people are like, I'm willing to receive this, but like only this, and only if it shows up looking like X, Y, or Z, right? Yeah. And I can say with a smile on my face because I totally resonated with that. And so the support from cornflower can be to help open up your receiving and help open it up from a place of not greediness, right? It's not about taking from other people in that sort of sense, but from the higher understanding that life is a gift and that we all have free will about how we want to choose to engage with that. So I could go farther down the path with cornflower, but that's really the loveliness of it. And we use the flower. The flower is the best portion to use for the energetic and spiritual properties. I don't think it's used at all in Western herbalism. I could be wrong. If you're out there and you know if that's the case, please let me know. I'd be curious to know what it's used for and how it's used. Maybe people make a tea out of it. I don't know.
Maybe we can try that sometime.
Yeah.
So would cornflower be good for someone then who's trying to call in something specific, like they're trying to receive a specific blessing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the word manifestation kind of comes to mind, but it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great usage for it because that's a part of when people talk about doing their manifestation work, or they talk about how am I going to develop a vision for my life, right? Well, you have to be able to receive that, and so you have to on some level feel like you can do that, so that you're capable, and that you also deserve it. Yeah. And so there's all sorts of funny things that can get in the way, and it doesn't really matter so much what those things are, unless you want to explore that. In which case, like, God bless you, more power to you. But the nice thing is that the cornflower can sort of help smooth those waters and help bring in that receiving, which is part of magnetism, right? So we talk about you are electrical and magnetic, you're an electrical magnetic being. The magnetic part of that's really important. And so you can't receive without those magnetics being balanced.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all sorts of things that work against us in terms of imbalancing our magnetics. Cell phones, these things, all
Yeah,
that sort of stuff.
Totally.
You know, we don't live in a climate where you can just go walk outside in your bare feet 12 months out of the year, which is a really wonderful way to reset your magnetics. Hugging a tree, being in nature. Nature today is less than inviting in the snow. So, again, like it's just nice to have other things that can kind of help support with that.
Yeah, a different tool.
A different tool.
When the grass is not available.
When the grass is not available. But when it is, take advantage.
Okay, I love that. Great information, Candace.